That was a great introduction. An introduction that's going to be hard to follow up. We've, as Marlene alluded to, and most of you, especially planning commissioners and the board members, understand, we've been working on some strategies, some ideas for the Whitmore Lake, the downtown Whitmore Lake area for some time. And the kind of culmination of these efforts are somewhat embodied in this presentation, as well as a report that I'd like to hand out. I've got a couple things here. I've actually got the presentation. I just want to grab it and pass it. And also, grab one of these. This is sort of it's the summer report. Just keep me on those reports. Yeah. Last summer, kind of late, early last summer, spring summer, we did what we ended up calling the strategic, the Vision 2020 plan for the downtown area. That's being passed out. It's black and white. Color versions are available on the Township website. But this is a book that summarizes and provides some guidance for going forward with the downtown area. It really embodies a lot of the desires that some of the residents came up with, some of the things that we heard, how people would like their downtown to be, what they'd like to see downtown, a number of goals, policies, ideas. And I'd like to share those with you, both this vision plan and some other ideas that we have to perhaps implement this plan. Okay, that was right. Let's try that. Okay, so whenever we have a problem or an issue in planning or anywhere, sometimes it's good to ask a few questions. And these questions are, okay, what? What's the problem? So what? Does anyone care about the problem? And now what do we do about it? So again, so the three questions we ask, and we tried to talk about in this report, and we're trying to get to also in the master plan, because by the way, all this information that we've garnered over the last year for downtown is going to end up in the master plan as well. So the three questions, what, so what, now what? So what's the issue? Does anyone care how the issue can be addressed, or how can it be addressed? And then, now what? We have to start to walk the talk. Where do we go from here? We talk about it. We've been talking, I think Northfield Township has been talking about the downtown, Cindy and Cheryl, you guys have been here for long time. And we've been talking about the downtown, and Sam, we've been talking about downtown for a long time, right? We're at a point, I think we really should be looking at some actions. And there's a few things towards the end of this presentation that I think we can begin to address some of the things that either Marlene was talking about, what I was talking about with the nonconformities and so on. So what, now what? So we get into the what. Well, the what is an underutilized downtown that's not serving as the destination that it could be. We also have a lack of new development in our downtown. So what? Well, yeah, we obviously, after all of this time that's been put into this, the people that have come out to the visioning sessions, two of them, by the way, we didn't just have one visioning session for downtown, we had two, very good turnouts for both. Yes, we do care. It's been the subject of many ideas to move forward. Northfield Township does care about its downtown. Okay, now what? So what do? We care about it. We understand there's a problem. People have identified issues. We do care about those issues. So now we have to try to implement some ideas. How do we implement those? Changes in the township, changes that, I should say, the township can take a leadership role in. So there are some things we can do as a group, and this is part of the reason we're having this joint meeting between the Planning Commission and the Township Board, that we can take a leadership us as a group can take a leadership role in trying to implement some of these ideas, some of the things that our residents have raised as concerns. So, where are we? So here's the problem, here's the situation. Where are we right now? Well, where we're at is we have a heck of a lot of potential. You know, this community is a beautiful community. We have an asset that no other community that I worked in has. The only other community I worked in that had an asset similar to Whitmore Lake, I did the master plan for the city of Alpena 12 years ago, quite a while ago. And the city of Alpena was another community that it was kind of on a decline from its industrial days of building cinder blocks and all the other things that it did up there. It was a lumber town. It went into building cinder blocks, and then it had the Bessemer plant up there that made the machines that made cinder blocks. But as an industrial center, utilizing the lake, it was kind of going down. Other than the city of Alpena, Northfield Township has this wonderful water asset. So we have great potential. We have a significant natural resource, Whitmore Lake. We have a historic downtown. Historic downtown, Mr. Dockett had mentioned, I mean, the downtown has been there probably a lot longer than the road commission right-of-way has been there. A lot, so we have a historic downtown. People like, it's something you see people actually like to go, and you need to help them with that. This area of the downtown is really where our concentration of population is. What we've discovered through our master planning process is the vast majority of the residents live in what we call the lake sub-area. That's the area encompassing Whitmore Lake, Horseshoe Lake, the area that we call the lake sub-area when we did our master plan public participation. So we have a good amount of people in this part of the township that can contribute and have a role in what's going on downtown. And of course, the freeway interchanges. I mean, these are both a great thing, and sometimes people see this as a negative thing, but we have them. We've got a number of them in Northfield Township, and we have one that serves the downtown very easily, and it's very close here, in fact, to one at Earl's project, and then the one at Barker Road. So we have a lot of potential. So this is the what. Let's continue with the what part. So this is the potential. This is what we have. So where are we with this? We have some of the things that people identified. Most of the things you see in these slides are things that some of the residents and business owners identified in our sessions. So what kind of roadblocks do we have from our current situation? Roadblocks to success, I call it. We have a lack of a viable business mix within the downtown. There's a few things. There's not a synergy that's bringing people downtown, a mix of businesses. There is a concern amongst the people that came to the sessions and the master plan sessions of the downtown image and identity. What does the downtown look like? What does it look like when you drive down? What do you see? What's the image of Whitmore Lake for people that are visiting the community for the first time? There's a lack of a community gathering place. There's so much of getting people downtown is having something going on downtown. There's really no, there are certainly some festivals within the township, within the downtown, but there's a lack of a focus of an actual place that might bring people or want people to come downtown. There are some pedestrian issues downtown. We've got some parking issues, and along with circulation, I say non-motorized, so pedestrian. There are some pedestrian issues, some parking issues, and when you look at the previous slide when I said the concentration of population is downtown, we want to make sure we want to be able to get that close population concentration to the downtown. And we don't want them necessarily all have to drive, because there's really not enough parking downtown if everyone in the township showed up in their car. So we want people to be able to walk to downtown as much as possible, ride their bikes, walk. And there's no real easy way. Recent actions by the township are helping that, the sidewalk on Barker Road. But the non-motorized is certainly an issue. And then, of course, this last one, existing zoning regulations. This is an issue. This is an issue we kind of created ourselves. We created some zoning regulations that, over time, have not made it easy for businesses to expand. In fact, in some cases, may have cause businesses not to come to Whitmore Lake, or to just simply not expand or not improve their businesses. So there are some things out there that are historic, some historic problems, and there's some things that we've done to ourselves and that we can correct. And we'll talk specifically about some of the things we can correct with our current zoning regulations as we go on. And just some pictures. I mean, what do you see when you come downtown? This admittedly is not a very pretty picture. However, this is what happens in the fall when we have a lot of trees in the area, and we yes.
The most frequent complaints cited by the people that live in and around downtown and use downtown when they came to those visiting centers or sessions that we did, it's just the lack of maintenance, the overall dirtiness, and the blight that occurs there. And it came up time and time and again. Simple things like, why don't people pull their weeds? I mean, these are the kind of comments you get.
Yeah. And so much that has to do with the image, the image of downtown. This isn't exactly downtown. In fact, the township offices is across the street here a little bit. But this gets to the non-motorized pedestrian issue. Up the road here is Horseshoe Lake with a big population of people. Wouldn't it be great to get those people in a pedestrian way downtown without them having to get in their car? Right now, I've seen, I'm sure we've all seen people walking. I've seen women pushing strollers on the side of Main Street here. And it would sure be nice to not have that happen. Personally, I get nervous seeing that.